I'm Thomas LeRoy, founder of the sect of the Horn God. Now, what if one night, one lonely dark night, a demon was to come into your room, whisper in your ear, you are going to live this life, this very existence, over and over and over again for eternity. Exactly all the same pains and sorrows and pleasures and those things that made you happy, made you joyous. How would you respond? Nothing would change. Each time you relived it, it would be exactly the same. It'd be like a song caught in an endless loop. Nothing would change. What would your response be? Would you be filled with sorrow and frustration and anger and feel like you were cursed for eternity? Or would you tell the demon, that's fucking great, I love that idea, that's wonderful, that's great to hear, because of the fact that you've had such momentous joy in your life that you want to relive it? What would your response be? Now, this was a question that Friedrich Nietzsche came up with way back when, basically in response to Arthur Schopenhauer, another philosopher who had basically was a nihilist, who basically said that, can you prove that non-existence is any worse than existence, or existence is any better than non-existence? And Nietzsche thought about it, and this was his way of affirming existence, if you will. Nietzsche was not a nihilist. Actually, he was very optimistic. He loved life, and he wanted others to love it too, even its ugliness, its suffering. He saw suffering as more important than happiness, because you truly learn from suffering. Now, there is a bigger point, I think, that's being made here, or a bigger question that should be asked, and that is, if this were true, if this demon slipped into your bedroom at night and told you this, that without a doubt it was going to happen, how would you change your life from this point on? What would you do? Would you suddenly live a more daring life? Would you attempt to do those things you've always wanted to do? Would you quit that horrible job and go look for a better one? Would you end that stagnant relationship you're in and go search for a better one? Would you try out for that, for that band, or try to put together a band, or go to Hollywood and audition for parts in movies? What would you do? You would suddenly, hopefully, try to live a more, productive life, if you knew you had to live it over and over and over for eternity. And you know what else you would realize? You would realize that the majority of your suffering, your pain and anguish, is self-inflicted. Most of what you go through, you brought on yourself. Think about it. I know it's natural to blame others, to blame society, to blame, who. It's a natural instinct to just point at others and say, if it wasn't for them, and I've stated this over and over in other videos. But hopefully this will make you realize that you are responsible for your happiness, or in how you handle suffering. Do you learn from your suffering? Do you build on it? Does it work like building muscle? You tear the tissue and it scars and it builds and you become stronger. Now, I'm mainly addressing Satanists out there. Because, let's face it, most of you Satanists do not believe in an afterlife. Of course, Christians do. That's what it's all about. This existence is only a preface to a bigger one, a more important one. This existence doesn't matter that much. It's the one that's going to go on forever and ever and ever. That's the important one. So what do? They live their lives in a half-assed fashion. Or they don't put their all into it. Now we Satanists, like I said, the majority of us, don't necessarily believe in an afterlife, don't necessarily believe in reincarnation or heaven or hell. We know we're alive now. We know we exist. And we're pretty sure that this is it. There might be more, who knows? But I doubt it. But we know we're alive now and we're going to make the best of it. So basically what I'm saying is, get off your fucking ass and start doing something.